Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 9/9 portal session of today, 2022. I have already tuned in to see what is happening and what needs to be addressed. And it really started with the changes that recently happened beginning of September or just a few days ago with the sun. So on the other side of the sun, there has been a big transformation, and in essence, the consciousness of the sun has changed slightly. And that has a huge effect on us, on our earth, but also on us as individuals, because we are so much dependent on the sun. So the sun brings in our life force, but also allows our potential to come about. And the sun in that aspect is very much related to our heart. And our heart is about the harmony and the wisdom for our own physical body, but also, how to relate to the world around us. So how we make a connection. So what I was seeing is that the alteration of the consciousness of the sun is really changing that fundamental way of how the you in you meets the world, or the me in me meets the world, right? How we, since our main life force and potential has been shifted, or there in the energy, there's a change, it allows us to change how we reach out and how we connect to the world. So a few ways that this is anchoring or changing that you might notice is through our hands, because this energy really runs through our hands, but also through our speech. So the words that we use can also be affected, or you might notice that really changes. And as this changes, so through our hearts and hands, and the words that we use, that change is also flowing through our heart, our cardiovascular system. So all the messages that are coming from our heart, that are pumped through to every single cell in our body, is also altering. It's also updating. And so that was the first really big thing that I noticed, and that we can actually help our bodies to integrate and to make this step. So if you'd like, you can hold your heart area, and then we tap on the head. You just breathe in and out. And then we tap on the chest or the heart. And then you tap anywhere around your belly, preferably around your belly button, your navel. And that really gives the message to really start implementing this update, this integration, really start using it. So the next thing that I noticed was, since this change in our heart is then immediately reflected out in our relationships. And the first step is the relationship that we have with ourselves, and going deeper, the relationship that we have with our inner child. Next is the relationship that we have with our family of origin, so the family that you were either born into or were raised by. And then the next was the nuclear, or our current family. And that current family can also include or exist of your soul family. So humans that you really connect with, that you might say, that's my soul mother, father, brother, sister, right? That you have that deep, deep connection that maybe you have had lifetimes together, but in this current life, you feel that intense connection. And all these relationships were defined, or they were changing into being open and being vulnerable in the connection. So if you think about the connection that you have with your inner child, it might be ready to open up. It might be ready for some vulnerability. And if you can have that with your own inner child, you might notice that you can then have it with your family of origin, and then also with your soul family or your current nuclear family. And so this relationship theme is then connected, or what we bring in next is an awareness. So it's like a practical reassessment. What is it that the inner child, this relationship with the other person, what steps need to be taken practically? What needs to be arranged or updated or talked about, or whatever it is in your situation? Which practical steps are you ready for and can actually be taken? um and again, it's all about the awareness. So if we understand that we are ready for something and we are aware of it, then we can actually step into action. Then we can do these practical steps. Now, at the same time of this theme, there's something happening in the brain, which was, there's two, well, in this case, two structures that came up. And one structure is all about our postural control. And that wanted to really work together with another structure in our brain, which is responsible for our balance. Okay, so it's our actual posture, our movement, and then linking to the balance that we have in our movements, right? So actually physical movement. And we're going to tap that out as well. Since again, we started with the relationships and that relationship theme as we connect, right, to the world or to ourselves, we hold our heart. That's our starting point. And then we can tap on the head. And just breathe in deeply, in and out, to really allow your system to take this in. And we tap on our sternum, the wisdom of our heart, we're highlighting it. And then around your navel, on your belly. All right. And then the last theme that came in was related to an emotion. And it took me by surprise a little bit, because I had not thought of this emotion immediately, but it was the emotion of humiliation. And humiliation falls under the category of sadness. And I would imagine that if that is prolonged, it goes into depression. But it was that real quality of humiliation that was that is ready to be released. And the humiliation was actually stuck in the thyroid. So if you think about the way it started with the shift and change in words that we can speak, and now if we release this humiliation out of our thyroid, which is linked to our throat chakra, perhaps, we can really start using different words, right? If we're not afraid of being humiliated, or if we're no longer feeling that humiliation, then we can speak our truth and we can come from a place of honesty. All right. So if you want, you can, hold or do this little movement around your throat area. You can also just hold it, and then we're going to tap again. And just know that your innate wisdom, if you're ready for this and if it resonates, that it can release this humiliation, sadness in your thyroid. And that was it for today. So I hope that you will be supported by this through the month of September. I will see you again on the 10th of October, the 1010 portal. And if you resonate with this, please like and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye.